Well, good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today you join me in another woodland. This time I've come down to a woods called Perry Woods, which is in the area of Selling near Faversham in Kent. First time I've been here. Had a look on Google last night and it looks like it's got a few more interesting trees than Kingswood, where I normally go, or Blean Woods. Parked up in the car park. I crossed the road that you come in on and followed the first bridle path up, and I've literally been walking 5 minutes or so and I come across this tree. It's a lovely looking tree, lots of branches coming off of it, all different directions and twisted shapes. Just thought it was an interesting tree, so this is my first composition. I've been playing around a little while with it, trying to work out what the best angle is, best lens. I started off with a 24-105 at the 24mm end and it was fine, but I thought it might look better with a wide angle lens on, getting quite close to the tree and trying to exaggerate some of the perspectives of the tree. So that's what I've done with this first shot. It's ISO 100. Yeah, ISO 100 f4 for 0.5 seconds. Now there is a little bit of wind this morning and the old branches and leaves there are moving around quite a bit, so I tried to wait for a bit of a lull in the wind, but it never dies down completely, so there might be a little bit of blur on the leaves, but I don't mind that. The main interest of the tree is just the shape of the trunk and the branches coming from it. So unfortunately the light is not great. There's quite a bit of sky behind it, and if you try and cut too much of it out you lose quite a lot of the interest of the tree. So yeah, it's a nice tree, it's a nice composition. Whether or not it works, not too sure at the moment, but we'll do the best we can with it. Well, I have now found another composition of the same tree. I was actually just kind of in the process of walking away and it started to rain. I've turned back round again and literally come underneath the canopy of the tree and now shooting back towards it, and it's actually a really nice shape from here. Now I am on my knees really low, got the camera in portrait orientation with the 17-40mm lens on, and it is at 17mm. I'm shooting at ISO 100 f4 again for 1/6 of a second. I got the tree predominantly is the main focus of the image, but I do like the autumnal kind of forest floor. There's a few of the root system showing and quite a few autumnal colour leaves on the floor, so I'm hoping to be able to bring that out in post. It looks quite nice on the back of the camera. Well, as you can see, a change of garments was required. The rain has got absolutely torrential. Seeking shelter underneath a tree at the moment, and as I've looked round, I've seen kind of the scene behind me with these really nice trees that are really straight, with the brown bracken underneath just changing colour. And when it was raining just now, the haze that was there actually enhanced the scene, made it really quite a nice scene. So while I was here, I took an image. I was at ISO 100 f4 for 0.6 seconds. That was with the 17 to 40 mil lens on again, and I believe I was at around about 40 millimeters, just to try and zoom in on them trees in the background there. But yeah, the weather's taken a bit of a turn for the worse, really. We'll see how we get on. Well, as you can see, the weather's taken a real turn. It's just stopped raining, but the wind's really picked up. I just made it to the end of Perry Woods here, to a structure they call the pulpit. Even the gimbal's in the dry bag, it's that bad. Well, this is the structure known as the pulpit at the end of Perry Woods. I'm just reading from a sign here, but the pulpit is thought to be so named because sermons were once preached from here. No one is sure, but it's likely that there was a structure here in the 1800s used to survey the Chilham Castle and Sheldwich Lees Court estate. Now, I'm sure on a nice day you can see for miles over the Kent Downs there, but it's a kind of early autumnal day, windy, rainy, grey skies, pretty miserable day really. I'm sure these woods would be lovely in the right conditions, and if the light was right. There's some quite characteristic trees around that I've seen on my walk here so far, so I should definitely be back here. I don't think we're going to end up with any award-winning images today, but yeah, I'll definitely be returning. I've been following that bridle way for a little way and come to a bit of an intersection, and I carried straight on and came down to this opening here, which comes out into like this field. And I'm not sure whether that's a apple orchard, a grape orchard. I've no idea, to be honest with you, but it looks like quite a nice scene. So what I've done is I've switched out lenses now, and I put the 24 to 105 on. I zoomed into 105, and now because there's quite a big dynamic range between the sky and the land, rather than using filters, which I would normally do, the weather conditions out here are not conducive to using filters at the moment, so I've decided to bracket this shot. I've gone a 3-shot bracket, the normal exposure, and then 1 2 stops under, 1 2 stops over, and I'll take what I need out of each image in post, blend them together, and hopefully come up with a lovely, horrible English wet weather scene. The conditions out here are proving quite tricky today. If nothing else, it's putting the weather seal into the EOS R to test, and being a bit careful, or as careful as I can, with the M50 and the gimbal, because they're not weather sealed. Hence the green weather water bag, dry bag, that's what they call them. And then I'm keeping it in the dry bag at every opportunity, and only pulling it out when I need it really. Still a lovely walk around though. I've been wandering around Perry Woods now for probably another 15 minutes since I last saw you. The rain's eased off slightly, the wind is coming and going. We're following this footpath round and I just come across this silver birch here, just really again stood out. It's in quite an open patch of a pathway, so you've got quite a bit of light coming from camera or right hand side of the image, and it's a bit more in shadow on the left hand side, and it really stood out. But I like the image, so I've got the camera set up with a 24-105 on a tripod, quite high up, trying to cut out as much of the sky as I can. But you can see here you've got two, I don't know if you can see, where am I? You've got two branches or two trunks coming out here, and a third and fourth branch on the left hand side of it, and I think it just makes quite a nice shape. The light's quite nice coming from the side, and I just thought, again, one of them things caught my eye, thought I'd give it a try and see how it comes out. But again, looks quite nice on the back of the camera, and hopefully we can do a little bit of post-processing on it and make something of it. But yeah, it's quite a nice scene really. So it's a nice woodland, Perry Woods. I think there's a lot more interesting trees here than there is, or that I found at Kingswood, which is on my last vlog. And if you haven't seen my last vlog, I was walking around Kingswood, and I'll put a link up here to that vlog for you. Then we had quite a lot more sunshine then, and I was kind of walking around the woodland looking for patches of light, which seemed to work for me in that video. Here there's no real directional light at the moment, it's quite flat. It's a grey, overcast, rainy day, so I'm sure on a nice sunny day you get the patches of light coming through, or again mist or fog would add another dimension to this woodland. But yeah, really enjoying the walk around it so far. If you've never been, it's well worth coming for a wander around Perry Woods. Well, I was just pretty much making my way on the return journey back to the car really, and come across just this group of trees in here. I'm not sure whether it works, but again, it was just one of them things that caught my eye. There's quite a lot of the bracken at the bottom, which has turned brown, and the light just looked quite nice on all the twisted trunks there in the background. So I've zoomed into 105mm on the 24-105 and portrait orientation, f4 for 1/13 of a second. Excuse the dodgy camera shake, but honestly couldn't be bothered to get the gimbal back out again in and out of that dry bag. It's been a real pain this morning, but yeah, hopefully we come away with one or two images. But yeah, like I said before, lovely woodland. Well, that's me now back at the car. What is it? It's 25 past 11, so I've probably been wandering around the woods here for, I don't know, three and a half hours, something like that. Most of it was actually high winds and rain, but typically you get back to the car now and it's quietened down quite a bit. The rain has stopped. There's still a breeze, but it's not too bad. Had a nice walk around the woods. Never been here before, so it was all new to me. So I kind of treated it as a bit of a recce, and I also hoped that, you know, coming here quite early, the potential was there for a bit of fog, but unfortunately nothing this morning. While I've been at work, the last few days over at work, there's been lots of fog early in the morning. Typically on a day when you come out, no, nothing, not a bean. But there you go, I don't get out often enough to have a good chance of doing it, so that's my own fault. I should make more of an effort, and going forward I hope to. But I got one or two images there I think that might work. One or two ideas for future when the conditions are right and the lighting's right. The light was quite flat this morning. The sun popped through occasionally and the light came through occasionally, and when it did, I think I managed to get one or two images. But yeah, if you're ever in or around the Faversham selling area, Perry Woods is where I am. It's well worth a visit. They got some nice characteristic trees, something a bit different to a lot of the woodlands that I've been to, and it's a woodland that I will certainly be returning to. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed one or two of the images. If you did, give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you again on the next one. But as ever, time for a cup of coffee before I go. Cheers then. Cheers. Well, there's worse ways to spend a morning, isn't there? Seen one other person this morning, a dog walker with about 5 dogs. Beg your pardon, 2 other people. There was him and another couple with a couple of dogs. They're the only 2 people I've seen this morning walking around this woodland. Mind you, it was tipping it down, so I'm not really surprised. Right, cheers then.